Hey everyone, Johnny Vivento, how you doing? I'm just here at McDonald's in Puerta Vallarta. Just thought I'd make a quick video, a quick one, probably half an hour, I don't know. Been watching a lot of great stuff on the internet recently about Puerta Vallarta. There's too many lies, you know, it just, most of the people are making videos now on YouTube are rich people. And they're trying to portray that they're not rich because what's going on, they're giving you these figures and they're saying like, oh yeah, you know, we live on this budget and that budget, but there's no stress there. If you were living on $1,000 a month, you'd be under stress, slightly. You'd be very frugal and you wouldn't really be going to certain places that they seem to be going to. How do I know? Because I run into YouTubers all the time. I go to the mall, I run into YouTubers every single day. All the YouTubers that you get from Puerta Vallarta in Mexico, online, all of them, and I see them all. And what do? They're having dinner, like in one of the restaurants or whatever, where they say, we can only afford it once a week, but they're always there. They're trying to get views, they're trying to make money, that's their living, that's fine, you know. I don't have enough subscribers to make a living yet. I don't need to make a living, but I'm on YouTube, but I would like to just get subscribers, you know, really. That's the bottom line. It's pretty hot here, but I'm in the shade, and it's nice, you know. I was watching a show today. It's called Carlos and Alondra. You should see it. It's about a couple, a Mexican couple, who live in Puerta Vallarta right now. And I think his brother, he was involved in some scandal in the United States recently, and they just settled here in Puerta Vallarta, and they're both looking for accommodation. And they've been going to apartment buildings. And you can see it, it's called Carlos and Alondra. You should really visit that, their podcast, because it's pretty interesting, and they're going for the cheaper kind of apartments, you know, what they can afford, you know. And you can find an apartment here for $400 with everything included, really. I mean, I've been saying $500, $600. Yeah, the areas that I like, but there are local areas where you can get anything for anything. You know, you get anything for $300 to $500. There are neighborhoods here. You know, and they only require 6 months lease. So if you have an extra $3 grand in your pocket, you get a 6 months, a 6 months apartment here in Puerta Vallarta. Seriously, it's just, I'm being honest, it's the truth. But it's a great place to be. I'm going to give you a few sights here. Look, I'm at the McDonald's now, and it's kind of pretty around here. And over that way you have the airport. The airport is right down that road. It's probably about a quarter of a mile down that road that I'm pointing to now is the airport. Over there is a very old Chinese restaurant. It's been there for like 30 years. This pharmacy here, it's called Pharmacy PV. You can buy anything in that one. That one is the best pharmacy there is in Puerta Vallarta, man. You can buy everything in there. If you go down that way, you come to the marina. It's only like a half a mile down the road. Here's the Holiday Inn Express. But anyway, I come here usually every morning. I'm here. I can ride my bike here. It takes me like 25 minutes maybe from where I live, and that's even going through cobblestone streets. It's about 25 minutes, I would say, maybe a half an hour to ride it. But I'm riding right behind this McDonald's is the beach, right behind. You know, this McDonald's is like the edge of the beach, and the beach belongs to hotels that are just behind us. There's quite a few hotels behind us, and they have their own private beach, but you can walk to those beaches through a public entrance, which is like a half a mile down the road. myself, I can walk into any hotel and just get in because I look like a tourist. They don't really stop me, and I go, hey, how you doing? Yeah, I just want to walk through here, and you walk through and you get to the beach. But actually, Mexicans, they know that they probably are not living there, and they actually will not let them through. But if you look like a gringo, you can kind of get through. I don't know why. It's just true. It's really true. You say, I don't have my key on me, and I'm yeah, right. Well, anyway, how you doing, everyone? I thought I'd come on here and I just feel good today. I've just been watching soccer on TV. After that, I thought I'd get out and the great thing about watching sport on TV here in Mexico, there's one great thing, that you can watch a game without commentary. But you can hear, you have the atmosphere, but there's an option on cable where you don't have to have commentary. So if you're watching a soccer match, let's say, you can switch to another mode where you don't get the commentary, you just get the atmosphere. It's amazing. And TNT offer that here in Mexico. So I was watching a game today between Bayern Munich and PSG of Paris. Paris won 5-4, semi-final European Champions League. And there was no commentary, and I thought it was great. You don't get these pundits talking crap. Honestly, I just can't stand them. So it's a great thing that I can actually go around and I can actually watch the game without commentary. It really is a big plus for me, you know. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. Even though last week I went to a game. This is what's great about Puerta Vallarta, man. You can walk into any bar, any restaurant. If they have a TV, they'll turn it to your show if you ask them. If you say, yeah, can I watch the volleyball on, yeah, right, they will do it. If they have it, they'll do it. Which is nice, you know. Honestly, I've done that in the US and it hasn't happened. They said, no way, I'm putting soccer on my TV. You're kidding me, we're watching baseball right now. Colorado Rock, oh, okay, yeah, great. You know, but anyway. Just an awesome day. I wish you guys was here. Whatever I've told you on this channel, and I've done like 80 videos. Some guy last week said I sounded like a broken record because I've been like going on about the same subject every week. It's just a bit of incentive, that's all. I can talk about other stuff. We can talk about this building if you want, which was designed by a Mexican architect. I'm only kidding. But anyway, it's a great hazy afternoon here. And it's kind of is a breeze, which is really nice. The weather's so good. We're waiting for next month. That's what Sarasota Tim would say right now. He'd say, oh my God, next month is the big time, man. It's going to start getting really hot. Well, here it gets really hot in May. So you got May, June, July, August, September. Insanely hot. So we got 6 months coming, man. May, June, July, August, September. We're looking for incredible heat. Not those 5 months. And October's hot too, but the tourists start coming back. You know, the expats start coming back. That's in season. October to about the end of April is in season. Like the Canadians and Americans have started to go home now in big numbers. The airport is overflowing right now. My friend left today for Toronto. You know, he said, I said, oh my God, I didn't even realize he was, yeah, I'm out here. I'm at the airport already. I said, oh Jesus. I would have given him a ride to the airport, but he walked it. Yeah, he walked to the airport. He only carries a backpack. He was only here for, I think, for like 4 or 5 days. And instead of getting an Uber, he likes to keep fit, so he walked to the airport. It's about 3.5 miles. And before you get to the airport, oh my God, see the chicken? There we go. See? You're at McDonald's. You're ordering a chicken burger, right? Who wants a chicken burger? Anybody? And what do? They get mad because people are making chicken burgers. Can you believe it? McDonald's is right here. They're making chicken burgers, like chicken burritos. And now a chicken has just came up and he's getting mad. Oh my God. He's getting real mad because beautiful. Wow, that is a beautiful cockerel. That really is. And what he's saying is, he's saying, please help us out here, man. We want to stay alive. We do not want to be part of your chicken McBurger, okay? Is it chicken? No, McChicken burger, I'm sorry. I haven't been to McDonald's probably for, I would say, I've not been in McDonald's for a year. The last time I went to McDonald's was with my son. I forget why we went there, but we went there for something. There was a reason, yeah. And my son doesn't eat fast food anyway. But we actually was in McDonald's. What it was, where we were having trouble with the internet, and we were going into McDonald's every day for a couple of hours until they fixed it. That's what it was. A local one in Colorado. But here, this is the way wildlife in, see that? Wildlife in Puerta Vallarta. Chickens following you into McDonald's. Can you believe that? Anyway, guys, I wish you guys were all here with me. And as I reiterated, all it takes... Actually, I'm going to tell you something. There's a guy in Merida, which is in the Yucatan, which is south of here. His name is Jose Arteaga, A-R-T-E-A-G-A. It's called Jose Arteaga Travels, and he has a great show. And what he's doing now, he's doing mainly real estate in Merida, which is in the Yucatan, which is south here, as I say. You're close to Quintana Roo, close to Cancun, but it's a place called Merida. It's a beautiful city. It's not on the beach, but it's close to the beach. It's like a half an hour away, but it's a wonderful historic city. And he's been living there for probably 5 years or 6 years or so. And he arrived in Mexico with $1,500 US and a suitcase. And he's never looked back. I honestly believe you could arrive in Mexico with, let's say, because of inflation, this was like 6 years ago, let's say 3,000 US and a suitcase. And you can do exactly what he did. You know? The only advantage he had was that he could speak Spanish. And he spoke Cuban Spanish, but he could speak Spanish. But that didn't help him in any of his endeavors. Because he started off cleaning and stuff, doing odd jobs, cleaning people's cars, all that kind of stuff. And he was probably in his 30s back then. And that's what he did. And now he has his own place, he has a wife, he's doing very well, he's got, I think he has a lot of subscribers, man. He's doing really well. I think he has like 30,000 subscribers on YouTube. He edits his own stuff, he's doing incredible. He's another one you could say, well, if he can do it, I can do it. You've got to be a little smart. I mean, I don't have any subscribers hardly, but I'm doing it. If I want, I live here and I'm doing okay. I don't make a lot of money, and I'm on a Social Security, you know. But I live on a pretty small budget, and I have everything I need, you know. And I think you could do it on $3 grand, easy, you know. Because I'm thinking of when I came here, how much I needed to start off with, and you know, I do have my own place, but even if I didn't, what I would pay in rent, I've added that into the equation, you know? And I would have made it. Without any doubt about it, I would have done it. I would definitely have made it, yeah? Without having any, I don't know, any problems whatsoever. As long as you're on the Social Security, you can do it. And you can fit everything around your budget. If you were making $900 Social Security, you could make it work. You have to make it work, don't you? How are you going to do it in the US? You'd have to go to work. But no, you can do it here without working. But you have to do it. You have to set yourself a budget of what you can spend, of how much food is going to cost and stuff like that, utilities, and what your rent would be, and do you need the bus? Do I have enough money to buy a bicycle so I can run around in? Even a little small motorcycle. Everything can be done. It's up to you. It's your budget. It's what you can afford. And there's a lot of people who've made it on nothing here. They're not only rich people here. You have poor people too. I always say to Mexicans, I always say to them, pobre americano. I'm a poor American. I'm not rich. Because people come to you, they think you have lots of money because you're an American or whatever, you're a gringo, you're walking down the street. But me, I always say, and I kind of tongue-in-cheek say, pobre americano. Yeah? But I like giving to people. I like people who are having it hard. I always give, because if I'm ever in let's say in my car, it's actually my wife's car, but if I'm ever driving and I'm going somewhere for a certain thing and I get stopped in the street at the lights by a poor person, I'll give them a few bucks. I've always done that in the US, even in Denver, Colorado, or in New York. Ever since one of my co-workers was fired from a job I had in New York many years ago. I'll never forget it as long as I live. His name was Mike, and he was a very good guy. And he got fired from the job. It wasn't his fault. Something happened, there was an altercation, he wasn't even involved, and he was fired. And about 3 or 4 months later, on a Sunday, I was driving to work. It was an early Sunday morning, and I was driving to work, and I stopped at the lights, and there was this guy looking at me, and he came over, and it was one of those panhandlers, and it was him. It was actually him. And I thought, my God, and I stopped the car, I pulled over, I said, Mike, well, are you doing good? He smelled really bad. And I said, what's going on? He said, I don't have a job, I have no choice. And he was working for somebody who, in New York, they put you on a corner, you work for somebody, otherwise you can't be there. You could be knocked off that corner. And he was working for somebody. And he said he was making X amount of money a week. I said, oh, Jesus, you're going to be kidding, He was on a salary. Whatever he got, he had to give in. And, or he paid like a 50% fee of what he was making a day to the person that was in charge. Something like that, if I remember. And I gave him a good amount. Whatever I had on me at the time, actually, if I think about it, I think it's like $60 or whatever I had in my wallet, I gave him. And I did it because I thought, man, that could have been me, No, really, I was like, wow, if it can happen to this guy, I never thought he was that poor, but he was apparently. So it can happen to anybody, and people are walking around here panhandling, they do. They just happened to me. A guy was sitting right over there and he came up to me and asked me for money. And incredibly, I think I had like a 20 peso bill in my pocket, which I put in there. I always carry just my credit card. I never carry cash. I don't have any cash on me. But I just had 20. I think it was in my bag, and I gave it to him, and he was so happy to have the 20 pesos. With that, he could buy maybe an ice cream. It's $1.20 or $1.30. You could buy a cup of coffee. You know what I'm saying. It's just that's how it is. But anyway, I have to go because this cockatoo is driving me crazy, and I don't know if you can hear anything. So I love you all, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow.